Right, welcome back everybody. It is week 13 on Time to Cook. Unlucky for some,
but not for us.
Hopefully not for us. Back in the cook seat is me. I figured it was time to bring you another of my favourite dishes. And I have invited Georgia along from week 2 Beanball fame to watch me cook, keep me company, and eat the food, basically.
Most importantly.
Mostly eating the food. Thanks very much for coming along and
being
my buddy.
Thank you for having me.
You are very welcome.
This looks awesome.
What is it going to be? Slightly fewer ingredients than Wouter had out on the table last week. That was my main criteria when choosing this week's dish. Keep the ingredients few and far between.
Yes.
Yeah, so I am going to be cooking a roasted red pepper and walnut fettuccine dish.
Yum.
Really, you can use any pasta you have, but I do like the long, ribbony type, either a tagliatelle or a fettuccine. It works very well with this one. I figured I've been going on quite a lot about all the pasta dishes I love to cook, so
much.
That's so much. Can't shut up about it. So that's what I'm going to be cooking for you this week.
Awesome. Oh, I'm excited. So
good.
I can see what we need, but how much of what do we need?
That is very important information. So as the base, of course, we have the pasta. Like I say, this is fettuccine. I am somewhat awkwardly cooking for 3 today because this is my partner's absolutely favourite dish, so I couldn't leave him out. But just cook everything, the sauce keeps, and then do as much pasta as you need for however many people are eating. I do about 80 grams of pasta per person as a general rule. I do find this sauce doesn't work well if it's too thinly spread out over lots of pasta, so maybe do try to stick to that ratio. That works out as roughly 5 of these little nests per person. So that is the base, of course, and then we have the peppers, very important too. Big ones, basically. You want 1 big pepper for however many people you're cooking for, I tend to find. So we've got 3 nice big red peppers there. Also going in this sauce, I mean, the base of it actually is this lovely, luscious bunch of parsley here.
It is super luscious.
Isn't it? I felt I had to make up for my last dish, had a very sorry mint bunch, a limp mint. So I've gone for bushy this time. Always go for bushy, Georgia.
Bush 2021.
The parsley is kind of the base of this, along with the pepper. This sauce is actually basically a gremolata in Italian cooking, which is a mixture of parsley, garlic, and lemon rind. That's kind of what this is, but then with the addition of roasted pepper and a few other things. So you'll need a big hefty bunch of parsley. This is going to be going in 2 different places. That's why I have a particularly hefty bunch, because I am going to be doing a side dish with this.
Nice.
But you want about 30 grams, I would say, for the pasta sauce itself. And then, going in there as well, we're going to have 1 big clove or 2 small, we'll see what I get out of here, of garlic, and then the rind of a whole lemon. And totally optional, I'm also going to be putting in some fresh chili. Yes. You can also use chili flakes. I've done that before if you also want the kick but don't have a fresh one. And obviously you can completely leave it out if chili is not your thing. Roasting with the peppers for a little bit to give them a nice toasty flavour are going to be the walnuts. And then they get chopped up really fine and give that kind of nutty flavour and texture throughout. And parmesan is going to be going into mine and my partner's, but not into yours, because if you remember, Georgia loves yeast. No, Georgia is vegan. And so we are going to be doing a completely vegan version. Honestly, you could just leave out the parmesan and I'm sure this sauce would still be delicious. But I figured I've got some yeast flakes lying around from the beanball days. So we're going to chuck some of that in a third of the sauce for you and see how that turns out.
Nice.
You can be a guinea pig about it. You're very welcome.
And if you also were wondering what am I going to do with all these yeast flakes from week 2, she's
perfect. I've got you covered. There's some liquid elements that go into this sauce as well. Some good quality olive oil. So not the stuff that you would generally use for frying, but the higher quality stuff you would use for drizzling. And then the one slightly unusual ingredient, which I really recommend everyone get some of it, is this pomegranate molasses, it's called, or Granatapfelsirup in German. Yeah, it kind of is what it says. It is a sweet, slightly acidic molasses made from pomegranate juice. And that goes into the sauce, but honestly it's also great to have for dressings and such, because it gives both the sweetness and the acidity that you often want in a dressing.
Did you use this before in a previous?
No.
Oh, okay.
Did you think you recognised it?
I thought I did.
Oh,
I did
no.
not.
Don't think it's turned up yet. Sits in my kitchen, so you've probably just seen it there in a bunch. Yeah, so this is actually quite easy to find, even though it sounds a bit unusual, so you shouldn't really have any problems with that. To go on the side, just because why not, more carbs. And also, I might need to fill a little bit of the time because the peppers take quite a long time to roast.
Fill it with carbs.
It with carbs. I'm going to be making some garlic bread.
Garlic bread?
Garlic bread.
Honestly, I'm not proud of myself. I couldn't resist.
Hopefully most of the people will get that reference. It is a vegan garlic bread. We are just going to be using oil.
Nice.
But it comes out super buttery. You wouldn't believe there's no butter in it. It's really good. Yeah. So this is a great thing just to know how to make anyway. So I figured we'd chuck that on the side, and that's going to take another small handful of parsley and garlic, obviously. About 4 cloves are going to go in that.
Yes.
And I think that is everything.
I think it is. Not the coffee.
Not the coffee, that's just for on the side.
Awesome. And how long do you reckon this is all going to take to whip up?
It's going to take us about an hour on the dot, nice. I think. This is one of those things where once you've cooked it along once with the video, it'll take you no time at all, because actually while the peppers are roasting, the other things are very easy to prepare, and then you can go off and do other stuff, come back later. You don't have to do the garlic bread along with it, obviously. So yeah, this is also a favourite dish because of how easy it is to kind of prep in advance and then just toss together in the pasta at the last minute. So it's a good one for entertaining friends, if that's something that you're allowed to do at this moment in your life.
You can also give it to your unentertaining friends.
That is very true. The boring ones will also enjoy this dish. Equipment wise, I should say we're going to be using baking paper for the garlic bread. It's actually quite important, so you definitely want 1 or 2 sheets of baking paper, baking parchment, but otherwise all the standard stuff. Very nice and easy.
Nice. Oh, I can't wait.
Good. Let's get cooking. We've got lunch to eat. So you'll have a few days as per usual to get all these ingredients in, and we will see you on Wednesday for the cook along. See you then.
See you then.
Bye.